What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Let's Buck with Ben. My name is Ben Cornett, and this is the official Tampa Bay Buccaneers show here on the Ben Zone. You can also catch it right here on my YouTube channel, Ben Cornett 9015, on Facebook in the Ben Zone as well, and on Twitter. My Twitter handle is BennyBoy702. And let's get it going, man. This is we did an episode a couple weeks ago, episode 3. We had a kind of a long layoff because right now, as you know, the NFL season hasn't really begun yet. But like I said, as soon as the NFL season starts to pick up, we'll have more episodes. And today, this is episode 4. So as you can kind of tell with what I'm wearing right now, the creamsicle jerseys are back. Now, it's the creamsicle color, not the white ones, although I wish the white ones would come out as well. I wish they would play in those, but that's okay. You know what? The creamsicles are fine. And they are back. Cannot wait to see the Buck players wear them October 15th against the Detroit Lions. That would be week 6, I believe. We have a bye week on week 5, so week 6 is where you're going to be seeing those. Is everybody excited? I know I am. I mean, I think it's cool that the Bucks brought these back. It's about time. I think it's been long overdue. A lot of the reason why we haven't seen the creamsicle jerseys back is because there's a rule with the NFL with the helmets that you can only wear players can only wear one helmet a year. They can't wear multiple helmets. It was a safety rule. And since the Bucks back in 1997 changed it up and went with the pewter colored helmets with the new Bucks flag and everything, it was really difficult to incorporate creamsicles, throwbacks with a pewter helmet. So that's why they've never done that. I've also personally believed that it's a little political as well, with the Glazers. I've talked about it before on other shows that I feel like the Glazer boys, the sons who own the team, I feel like they're not 100% into what's happened in the past with the Buccaneers. They feel like this, this is a Doug Williams one, by the way, throwback. It's almost like they don't want to revisit that part of history. But whether you hated it or liked it, history's history. So, embrace it and let's enjoy it. I mean, it is a part of the Buccaneers. The creamsicles will always be there. I didn't become a fan until 97, so I never got to see that era. But, I still respect it despite the shortcomings, and it wasn't always bad because we wore the creamsicles in 79 where we went to the NFC Championship game. And the quarterback then was number 12, Doug Williams, the original number 12. Not Tom Brady, not Chris Godwin. All due respect to those other number 12s, but this was the original number 12. And, the Bucks did have some success early on. They had the 0-26 start, but then things started to pick up. You had Leroy Selman, one of the best, probably the best defensive player in Bucks history. You can argue that. You got Warren Sapp and Derek Brooks. But so it wasn't all bad, when we were donning the colors. But then we went through the 80s, and it was, not so good. But early 90s, we started to slowly build that franchise, turn it around. Obviously, I bring up this week, the Washington Commanders. I know it's Buck show, but let me get into it real quick. The Commanders officially have new ownership, and the Buccaneers know about that very well because Malcolm Glazer bought the Buccaneers in 95 from Hugh Cloverhouse, who, Cloverhouse was not a very popular man. and it changed the franchise around, along with building the draft, building through the draft. Um, Warren Sapp, Derek Brooks, John Lynch, they all wore these colors before the new colors came out that we currently wear now, the red and pewter. But again, it's not all bad. There is some good along with the bad with the creamsicles. So personally, I think it's great. Let's do it twice a year, maybe, for the games. I'm glad we get to see them don the old uniforms again. And it'd be good. It'd be good to see Mike Evans wear the creamsicle. It'd be great to see Devin White wear it, Chris Godwin, Antoine Winfield, Vita Vea. See these guys get to wear those colors is pretty awesome. Now, Levante David did wear this. It was 2012, so he's worn the creamsicle before. So now he gets to wear it again, and man, it's going to look nice. I cannot wait to see it. It's October 15th against the Detroit Lions. I believe the Lions are going to wear their throwbacks as well, so that'll be cool. Really cool. And not only that, but the NFC North, or at the time it was the NFC Central, the Bucs came from that division. So we played the Lions twice a year. We played the Bears twice a year, Packers, Vikings. So we're very familiar with that division. So I think it's awesome that we're going to wear the creamsicles during a game against an old NFC Central rival in the Detroit Lions. So at least we don't have to worry about Barry Sanders running all over us. So, but yeah, it's going to be cool, regardless of what you think of the past and everything, respect it, honor it, because man, it's pretty cool. Sometimes what's old is new again. So, will they come back to the creamsicles again full time? No, but it's nice to get a taste of what it was like 30, 40 years ago from a uniform standpoint, because there are fans out there, Bucs fans, who've been there since day one. Good friend Johnny Dean, professor, he was Bucs fan since day one, so he knows the colors. He knows there a lot of Bucs fans have been, so yeah, embrace it and let's enjoy it. And I will get a jersey pretty soon, but hey man, rocking the old Doug Williams jersey, number 12. So it's nice that we get to see the team wear these again. So with that being said, today I want to also talk about another topic right now. There's some scuttlebutt about a player on the Bucs who made an interesting comment on the Richard Sherman podcast, and that would be one safety Antoine Winfield. He said that he hinted that that Tom Brady would maybe be coming back. Now, again, this was on the Richard Sherman podcast a few weeks ago. No, I don't see Brady coming back. Now, my belief on that is the only reason why it could be believable would be because of ownership, the Glazers. This would be a strictly financial move. Obviously, they know that Brady brought in the fans. Games were sold out for the past 3 years. From a financial standpoint, yeah, I mean, ownership would love to see Tom Brady back in Tampa, being the quarterback. And also, could he help the team? Now I don't know, because we saw last year that he just wasn't the same Tom Brady. We loved him. He won us our Super Bowl, helped us win it. We thank him for that. We always will thank him for that, including myself. But me personally, I feel like it's kind of time to turn that page. We got to go into the future now, the present and future. Remember, Tom Brady is going to be 46. Okay, and last year, he played like a 45-year-old. And he wasn't horrible, but he wasn't the Tom Brady that we had in 2020 and 2021. Now, you can argue and say, well, we didn't have Gronk. That's true. That didn't help us not having him. But we also didn't have a good offensive line at all. Let's remember, Ali Marpet retired, and good for him. He got out of there. He's pursuing other things. Got out while he was young, and I respect that. No, not hating on that at all. But it did hurt our team. That was the first domino that started to tap the other ones. The other dominoes, Ryan Jensen was out with that knee injury in training camp, missed the whole year, only played one game, and that was the playoff game against Dallas. And you could argue that probably shouldn't have played in that game either. He wasn't fully ready. But, I don't see Brady coming back to a team that's going to have a new offensive line. Yes, Ryan Jensen's the center. He's going to be back. But now you got different pieces moving around. Tristan Wirfs moving to left tackle from his right tackle position. Gordecki's going to move to right tackle. But it's just, I don't think Tom Brady would actually help the team. I really don't. Yeah, his presence may be good, but even then, would his presence be helpful? Because remember last year, the distractions. I don't think he was 100% fully on board. So would it really help? Maybe. I feel like we should move on. We really should. And again, I think it's nothing but scutterbuttle, that this whole thing with the podcast, with what Winfield said. But I could believe it only because, again, the Glazers know how much money Tom brought in. So it wouldn't shock me, but at the same time, I still don't see Brady wanting to come back at all. I think he's retired. It's for good. I believe it this time. Last year we know that he retired, before the 2022 season. Then he changed his mind. Personally, I think he didn't want to play for Bruce Arians, so that's why Bruce Arians all of a sudden retired, got moved up to the front office. Again, we have different opinions on it, what really went down. Did Brady and Arians get along? I think at the beginning they did, but then things got a little sidetracked. But again, that was then. This is now. This is the future, the present. Personally, I just want to move on. Just because I feel like this organization does need to move on. You got to move on at some point anyway. So why not start now? Let's not be waiting around for if Brady's going to do this or Brady's going to do that. Let's move on, move forward, and see what we can do with this team, with this current roster. That's all I want to do. Some people may like to have Brady back. That's fine. I respect that. But me personally, no. It's time to go forward. No more looking behind in the rear view. So anyway, with that being said, we got some comments in this section here. That's cool. All right. Here we go. Scott Thaler first. All right. Alex Schomburg, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. How you doing? This is Hala. What's going on, Scott? Or I'm sorry, Alex. Sorry. Scott Thaler, bring back Tom Brady. I don't want to. Some people may want to, but I personally don't. It's time to move on. Baker Mayfield will look good in creamsicle. Yeah, I think everybody will. Mayfield, Evans, Godwin, Rashad White, Vita Vea, Levante, Devin White, Winfield, Carlton Davis. They're all going to look good in creamsicle. Hey, I kind of look good in creamsicle. Just saying. Let's see. What else we got here? The feather in the hat looks pimpish. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. That's what I was going for, actually, Scott. You read my mind. Christopher Cole, afternoon, Ben. Christopher, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. Over on YouTube and on my YouTube channel, Ben Cornett 9015. Thank you, Christopher. And Scott Taylor says Johnny Dean. Okay. Yep, Johnny Dean, good friend of ours here on the Ben Zone as well. So, comments being read there. Got that out of the way. Feel free to comment again. Real soon, I'll read those in a little bit. So, our next topic, I want to, speaking of the offensive line, this kind of goes into my next topic here, little segue to that. And let's talk about this. Which Bucks rookie will have an immediate impact in 2023? Now, we do have a rookie that's projected to start on our offensive line. That would be one Cody Mock. He would be the right guard, or left guard, I should say. And to me, I feel he'll make the most impact in 2023, just because he's going to learn from a guy that looks just like him, Ryan Jensen. I mean, it's almost like they cloned Ryan Jensen and cloned him to Cody Mock. It's pretty cool, actually. And, we could say maybe it's an AI version. That's popular nowadays, especially with the actors and writer strike going on with artificial intelligence. But no, all kidding aside, Cody Mock, I think, again, no rookie is going to be an MVP or, can carry a team in year one. We're not talking about like an Andrew Luck here. I'm just saying who can have an immediate impact, right away. I'm not saying he's going to be great in 1 year, because nobody is. You're not going to ask them to, be a Pro Bowler in their rookie year. But I do feel like Cody Mock is that guy for me. He's going to learn from Ryan Jensen, Tristan Wirfs. He's going to be sandwiched in between those guys. So that left spot there is going to be good. You got Frailer, and he's going to be the other guard as well. Scott Taylor. He's from the Rams. We got him from them. And you got Luke Godecki, who's going to take over for Wirfs' position, the right tackle. So, with that being said, I feel like Mock is going to play right away, and I think he's going to be good. Eventually he's going to get better. He'll have some growing pains. All rookies do, but as far as immediate impact, I look for him to have it right away. And there's been some good reports out of him. He's done well so far in rookie training camp. He seems to be picking it up, pretty quickly. So that's a good sign. And, in the comments section, what do you guys think? Which Bucks rookie you think will have an immediate impact in 2023 for this team? You got several of them. A lot of people are saying Kalijah Cansey could be that guy, and I wouldn't disagree. I mean, from what I'm hearing, from Bucks fans, Bucks insiders, that he's picked up a couple moves, to his repertoire. He's really balling out in rookie camp. Guy I'm excited about is Yaya Diaby, linebacker, who I think is going to, maybe not make an immediate impact, but I think he's going to grow, get better and better. I just love the dude's speed. He plays with such a discipline. If you watched his, highlights, his game tape, he's very patient for a linebacker. And for a guy that, with this defensive scheme, Todd Bowles, that 3-4 defense, he loves the speed and the athleticism. He loves that quickness out of everybody. But from what I've seen of Diaby, he can control his speed. There's a saying, you can slow a fast horse down, but you can't speed up a slow horse. And we're not trying to slow down Diaby, but Yaya, he plays with discipline. He takes good angles. And especially now, when you got a guy like Devin White who, it's been a tough offseason for him. As he wanted to get paid, didn't get the contract extension. Devin may not be here next year, no matter how good or bad he plays. So we're already looking to possibly Possibly. I'm saying possibly, not guaranteed or anything, because we don't know. Devin White could resign with us. That wouldn't be that wouldn't be a bad thing. But I'm just saying, like, the Bucks smartly drafted a linebacker, a good one in Diaby, I think, out of Louisville. I've seen him in the ACC. I'm a Florida State fan, so I watched, a lot of Diaby. He got a nice tackle on Jordan Travis last year. Slowed him down. And if you can get to Jordan Travis, you can get to anybody. So with that being said, I feel like Diaby is going to be, I mean, I'm not, maybe I'm making a prediction, an early prediction right now. I think he's going to be great, personally, in my opinion. Now, I've not always been right, I mean, I thought Mason Foster was going to be good. He was solid, but not great. I thought others were going to turn out to be good, and then I thought there's going to be some bust, and they turned out to be great. So who knows? But I got a good feeling that Yaya is going to be a very good linebacker for us for years to come. And again, if we lose Devin White and Diaby plays well, there you go. Now we got a replacement. So that's not all bad. But again, we got to see what happens. But I'm excited about this. I would say Cody Mock and Cansey and Diaby, these three guys can really be have immediate impact. But I think the guy that might have the most immediate impact probably would be Cody Mock right now. If I'm had to predict right now, it would be Cody Mock. So let's see, we got some more comments in here. Let's read them real quick. Let's see. Here, let's go to, there we go. Christopher Cole. He says, he's on YouTube, by the way, I don't believe Brady is coming back unless there's an injury or two. Yeah, I don't think he is either. Even with an injury or two, I still don't. Nah, I think he's focused on having some minority ownership of the Raiders. Ironically, I live in Vegas, so Brady seems to be focused on that. He's focused on the Las Vegas Aces of the WNBA. So I think, I don't see him coming back. I think we're turning that page. And Tom Brady's turning that page as well. So Scott Taylor says, Jenna says hi. That'd be Jenna Lane, Bucks reporter for ESPN. If she's watching, that'd be great. Hey. Man, we got a high-profile person watching our show. That's awesome. Let's see. Who else do we got here? Facebook user. This is Corey Brown saying, Colin Kaepernick available for the Buccaneers. Yeah, well, Colin's available, but he's not going to be coming to the Bucks, and he's probably not going to be playing for any NFL team. So I would not even worry about that. Kyle Trask, still a rookie. Well, he's in his third year now, but listen, again, I think we all know. I think it's safe to say Baker's going to win this job unless something really bad happens. We don't want anything bad happening, but if God forbid an injury or Baker just really stinks it up in preseason and Kyle Trask balls out of his mind, it's going to be Baker. So he'll be starting week 1 against Minnesota. Corey says, Bucks defense loaded death. Well, they are going to be a pretty deadly defense on paper. We got a lot of guys from the Super Bowl still. Vita Vea, Shaq Barrett, Carlton Davis, Jamel Dean, Levante David, Devin White. So we still got a lot of experience defensively. And yeah, it's going to be Antoine Winfield. So, yeah, it's going to still be a pretty good defense. At least that's what I expect. Then you add, the rookies, Cansey, Diaby. I mean, those guys start balling out, the immediate impact. Hey, this team could be, again, one of the top defenses in football. And Carlton Davis said it. Hey, we're going to show everybody. We're going to prove to everybody that we're back defensively. So that's what I expect. There. JTS sleep season bench players. Yes, Corey, that's actually a good segue to my next topic that we will talk about in a second here. But let me get some of these comments in here real quick. Corey also says Shaq Barrett, pay cut next offseason, save salary cap for Mike Evans, Winfield, Devin White. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens there. It's possible that Shaq may leave, but they are already working on an extension with Mike Evans. Let's ignore the crap out there saying that we're going to trade Mike Evans. That's not going to happen. And besides, if they do that, we're on the hook for 18 million. So no, that's not going to happen. They're going to extend Evans. Winfield, that's another guy I would love for them to extend because I think he's one of the better safeties in the league. I know last year wasn't his best year. He was hurt as well, but I'm expecting Antoine Winfield Jr. to bounce back, have a really good year for us. He's just one of those guys I don't think the Bucs can afford to let go. I think you gotta do anything you can to sign him. And Jason Light's proven that. Him and Mike Greenberg, the front office has proven that. We all thought Jamel Dean was going to leave. They re-signed him. There were some people that thought Levante was going to leave. I thought he would stay personally, but Levante possibly leaving. What happened? It was 1 year, but they still got him back. So, the front office is going to do everything they can to keep guys like a Winfield and Evans. Devin White, maybe. We don't know yet. That just depends how well he plays because last year wasn't his best year. Asking for $100 million when you don't, there were some plays he took off. Not a good look. And, so he's got to really prove himself this year, in my opinion. He's got to ball out, especially because, hey, again, we drafted a Yaya Diaby who could eventually take his place. Levante's not getting any younger. So, Devin needs to really ball out this year, in my opinion. This is his year. And, again, we'll see what happens there. Here's my starting five on the O-line. Left tackle, Wirfs. Feeler, left guard. Jensen, center. Mock, right guard. Luke Badecki, right tackle. Yeah, that's absolutely Christopher Cole. I think that's the projected lineup. I think it's going to be interesting to see how this lineup, gels. They got to stay healthy. That's the biggest key. Last year they couldn't stay healthy, and look what happened. They fell apart. Bucs just weren't the same team. Tom Brady wasn't the same quarterback, although Tom Brady does deserve some blame for his play as well. He did not play well last year. Well, kept throwing the ball too quickly, didn't want to get hit. And part of me understands that because Brady's 45. He doesn't want to get hit. But at the same time, he was just getting rid of the ball too fast, throwing some bad passes, drew some bad picks. And, so the blame goes on both sides. But, again, it's hard to blame injuries or anybody getting injured. Injuries come with the territory. It happens. And then you can really do about that. So, but yeah, I was talking earlier about just a few minutes ago, somebody that has to have a make or break year. And, we said Devin White, but to me, and this is just my opinion, I really feel this year my make or break guy for 2023 for the Bucs is Joe Tyron Shoyinka. Remember, he was a first-round pick a few years ago. 3 seasons, this is his third year now, I should say. I haven't seen much out of him. He's had 4 sacks in 2 years. That's actually worse than Gaines Adams. You remember Gaines Adams, right? God rest his soul. Not going to pick on the dead, but Adams did not play well. He didn't play up to his draft status. And I feel like right now, Tyron Shoyinka isn't playing up to his. hint why we drafted a Diaby. Anthony Nelson, he could. Now, I don't see Anthony Nelson as a starter, full-time starter, but who knows if JTS doesn't play well, you could see Nelson coming in for him. Yeah, you could say Logan Hall needs a bigger year, for himself as well, last year's draft pick. But to me, we need that edge rusher. We need Shoyinka to step up, because one thing last year, we didn't get enough sacks. We couldn't get to the quarterback. And this year it's vital. We got to get to the quarterback. Shaq Barrett's coming back, but again, he's coming off a knee injury. It's going to take some time for him possibly to, get back into being Shaq Barrett. And also, the emotional toll on Shaq Barrett. He had just an unfortunate thing happen to him in the offseason. Fortunately, his daughter passed away. He's going to have another baby now, so good for him. But, from an emotional standpoint, where's his head going to be? I think his head's going to be in the game. He's going to being on that field is going to really help him, get back out there, along with having another kid. So we got to see, we got to get production, sack-wise. We got to get production, and JTS needs to show something. Otherwise, I think he's gone. We can't wait around for him to, just be okay. Great first step, but he over pursues. He gets, dominated, and we got to see more out of him. He gets dominated in the open space. Again, this is a high first round pick. We need to see something out of him this year. Otherwise, we may have to look in the draft again next year for a defensive end. And, yeah, you could say, guys like Logan Hall got to step up, and they do. But to me, this is the guy. JTS has to step up, in my opinion. He has to step up, show us something, have a good preseason. Get us excited about you. Maybe saying, hey, you know what? We're finally seeing it. He's finally getting it. But yeah, this is make or break year for me. For my player, it's JTS. So anybody in the comments who do you think your make or break player is going to be this year? Let me know in the comments. And speaking of comments, let's go back to some of them right now. There's a lot of comments today. Nice. Let's see. Here from Corey. Bucks could trade Devin White week 8 or 9 deadline. I don't know. It depends how he plays. I think he's going to play the whole season. I don't see them trading him. Now, if the Bucks are really bad, let's say we're around 1-5, 1-6, and there's very little trajectory going upwards. It's possible, but I don't see. I think the Bucks are going to hang on to him this year, and then go from there. See what happens. See if you can find trades. Next offseason or something. I just think right now he's needed on this team. If this team's going to go anywhere, we certainly need a big year from him. And I think trading him now or the deadline's not going to really help. So that's just me personally. Let's see. Corey says, what's Bucks' weakness? Running back, quarterback, offensive line? I think it's the quarterback. Again, I'm not in love with Baker Mayfield or Kyle Trask, but and Mayfield, he's shown at times he can, play well, but he's shown at times he can be Jameis, with the turnovers, and we can't have him do that. And this is a team that hopefully with a healthy offensive line, the weapons he has, Evans, Godwin, Russell Gage, Kate Otten, Rashad White. I mean, if our running game gets going, there shouldn't be any excuses why he shouldn't play good. He should be able to do okay. But again, he's got to be able to, play smart, not make every play happen. That's what Jameis did when he was here. He tried to make every play happen, and it caught him in the ass. And that's why he's no longer the quarterback. That's why we upgraded to Tom Brady. Super Bowl, 3 playoffs in a row later. Hopefully Baker can do the same thing. Just manage the game. Make some plays here and there. Don't make the plays that aren't there, and we should be okay. So it's still a weakness. Running back, I don't know if it's so much a weakness, but, could it use an upgrade? Yeah. But we got Rashad White, Chase Edmonds, Sean Tucker, the rookie. He's done pretty well in training camp as well. So, and Keyshawn Vaughn. I mean, these guys, there's going to be 3 running backs on this team, and maybe Keyshawn Vaughn's the guy that's going to be the odd man out, So it could be Rashad White, Chase Edmonds, and Sean Tucker, rookie from Syracuse. So we'll see what happens there. But I still think the quarterback is kind of the weakest link out of those 3 positions you named, Corey. So just my opinion. Again, we got to see what Baker can do. He's had some good, like I said, he's had some good moments. He went to the playoffs. He's played in 2 playoff games. And I feel that's another reason why the Bucs want him to be the guy, because of that experience. With Kyle Trask, you've only seen a quarter of him. 1 quarter in the NFL regular season. That's all you got. So, yeah. Let's see. Corey says, this is Misador. Misador, thanks for tuning in, man. Appreciate it. JTS is a wide receiver playing offensive linebacker or outside linebacker. Or an offensive linebacker. Look, this again, it's make or break time, Misador. I like the speed. I like the quickness, but that's it. That's all he has. 4 sacks in 2 years. That's, like I said, that's worse than Gaines Adams. God rest his soul. That's bad. For a high draft pick like that, I got to see more out of him, man. JTS is Quan Alexander, huh? Yeah. Corey, it's hard to argue. I mean, hard to disagree because he does whiff on a lot of tackles. And hell, Devin White whiffs on some tackles too. Devin at times has the flash plays. He makes those tackles great against the run. But if you put him in open space, man, he takes bad angles. He's just like Quan in that way. I think Devin is more athletic. He's a better hitter in the open field than Quan, but still, both of them are pretty much alike. I hate to say that too, because especially a guy like Devin who's asking for $100 million. I need more. I need a lot more out of Devin White this year before you want to put down over $100 million for this guy long term. So yeah, JTS and Devin White too. Both these guys, it's make or break time, in my opinion. Also, Misador, and I like this comment here, Shaq will be playing inspired football. You can book that. I do too. I 100% agree with you. I'm starring that one. That's the star comment of the day right there. Again, and I'm not going to really get into. I don't want to make this an emotional. It's kind of emotional. I'm not a dad, but I can't imagine losing a kid. That's just so heartbreaking. I mean, that football field is a sanctuary for him. That could be like, okay, I'm in a good spot right now. I got to go home eventually, but for right now, for 3 or 4 hours, I can go out here and dominate. And man, I can't wait to see it. I'm with you, Misador. He's definitely going to play some inspired football. Get back to that Shaq Barrett that we saw in 2019, 2020. I can't wait. It's going to be fun. It is going to be fun to see him back. Track. And also Christopher Cole on YouTube says, totally agreed because we're loaded at outside linebacker. Yaya is going to push to be the starter. I do too. I just have high hopes for him, man. I've seen him a lot. Maybe it's because I'm an ACC fan. Florida State, got to see Yaya play. Several games at Louisville. I just love this guy's, quickness, but it's not sloppy quickness like JTS, or a Devin White. It's, he takes good angles, can push, tackles around, good leverage. I mean, good footwork, so that speed and good footwork, if you have those two, man, you're going to be really good. And I'm with you, man. Diaby, I should say, is going to definitely push to start. Maybe not right away, but man, you could switch off, with Devin and Yaya. And who knows? There's a lot of good possibilities there, Christopher Cole. I can't wait. Corey Brown says, would JTS be released preseason if you don't step up? Nobody saved preseason. It's possible. Anything's possible. He could be. He could very well be released. Like I said, make or break year. He does need to have a great preseason, in my opinion. Just for one, to keep his starting job, and still be on the team. Now, personally, I don't think he'll be let go, but unless he's really horrible. But it could be possible that someone else may be the starter week 1. Could be, if he doesn't step up. He needs this. He needs this year, in my opinion. Yeah, that's right, Musador. JTS does not finish tackles. Yeah. It's been a bugaboo of his since day one. Again, the speed is great, the quickness off the line, but, if you're getting blown by, the quarterback blows by you early, especially slower quarterbacks, and you're 2-3 yards outside where the quarterback's at, that speed, it's great, but he's too fast. He's got to slow down. His footwork has to be better, and he has to take better angles, and he's yet to do that. I haven't seen him improve his position. At his position, I haven't seen any improvements. Another step, a move, a move or two, whether it's with his hips or his arms. I haven't seen him break away from tackles on a full-time basis, to try to get past tackles early and get to the quarterback early. I haven't seen much of that, and he needs to really improve, in my opinion. What does that say here? Store says finished. Yeah, okay. Got you there. And also, let's see. Keyshawn Vaughn, not save also Corey Brown. Yeah, that's possible. I mean, we're hearing good things from Sean Tucker and rookie minicamp. He's stepping up. So, this is Rashad Wright's job. He's going to start. Chase Edmonds will help him out. Now it's to that third running back. Is it Vaughn? Is it Tucker? I think Tucker might win the job. In my opinion, I think Sean Tucker takes the third running back spot. Because, again, from what I'm hearing, he's been very impressive during rookie minicamps. So, Keyshawn Vaughn, he's got to step up, Otherwise, I could see him gone. He could be cut. Vita Vea need to step up this season. Really, Corey? He's got to step up this year? I think he's been great all year or throughout his career. I mean, other than injuries, I don't know how you can say he needs to step up. I think he's played great. Statistically, last year he was great. That's a weird comment. I mean, you know, that's fine. That's your opinion. I don't think so. I think he's done well. I think he's going to get better. So the only thing with Vita is just stay healthy. I mean, and last year he did. So I don't get that one, but that's fine. That's your opinion. I respect that. So Scott Taylor says go Rams, and they can go somewhere else. Let's see what else we got here. Yaya is controlled aggression. That's a perfect way to put it there, Misador. Love that one. Controlled aggression. Yeah. And you've seen Misador and his highlights. He does have that controlled aggression. Just knows, when to take that angle and when not to over pursue. Yeah, like I said, I have such high hopes for this guy. I can't wait to see him play in the Bucs. See him out there in the preseason, and in a few weeks, we're gonna have our first preseason game. I believe it's against the Steelers too. So I cannot wait, man. That's gonna be. I'm excited. You got me excited, Misador Diaby. Perfect word, controlled aggression. Love it. Let's see what else we got here. Bucks offensive line is better than the Rams. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Let's see what else we got here. If JTS gets a push in the preseason, you may see the Bucks shop him if the people behind them ball out. Yeah, but what would he get for him? 6th, 7th rounder? I mean, yeah, maybe a 5th round, maybe because of where he was at draft wise. Possibly you can get a 5th, maybe a 4th, but nothing higher than that. Just because again he hasn't stepped up like he should with his draft status. So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, if we can get something decent for him, I'm all for it. That's only if he doesn't play well, obviously, if he doesn't stand out in preseason. So let's see. Johnny Dean's in the house. Johnny, no link, Ben Cornett. Oh, okay. Well, I'll send it. If you want to come on, cool. Excuse me. And Misador says, my breakout player was Shad White. Behind the Great Wall of Tampa, he will flourish. I hope so too, man. I'm excited for Rashad. I think now that he's going to be the starter, this is his time to shine. I thought he did pretty decent last year for a rookie. There's some plays he could have made some better plays on, better decisions on, but again, he's a rookie, and it's no surprise they're going to make some mistakes. But now this is his team. We'll see what happens. I'm excited. It depends on the offensive line too, like you said. They got to stay healthy, be consistent. Give them that room to run. And Rashad's got to make the plays too. Can't just be the offensive line, but he's got to do his part. So I'm excited. Can't wait. And you might be right. He could be the breakout player for us, that immediate impact player. Andrew Luck looked better creamsicle uniform Bucks. Okay. All right, Corey. Well, Andrew Luck I think it's safe to say he's retired. I still believe the Colts have his contract anyway, so let's see here. Johnny Dean, whenever we get I'm hearing it's always about bubble players. They need to put more focus on those guys simply because the starters are set mostly. Yeah, that's true. That's true. But again, JTS, he's one of those guys that it's not impossible he could be let go just because he has not, been the draft pick that we were hoping he would be. So I don't know. We'll see, but it's a good point, Johnny Dean. You got a point there. Let's see what else we got. Bucks weakness, kickers forgot this season. Well, we got Blankenship, we got McLaughlin, we got former Colts. Uh, now, I don't know if you're telling us, Corey, that could lead us to getting Andrew Luck because he's a Colt too. But no, those are our kickers. Made the best kicker win. So I don't know. That's an interesting competition in all seriousness because we've had Ryan suck up the last few years. He did well for us, but anything past 50 yards, he couldn't make. Inside the 40, great. Past the 50, and that's why he's not here anymore. So, and because of the money he was making. So, yeah, we'll see. The only thing with Yaya is where does he fit on special teams? Yeah, they'll figure that out. That's where he's going to most likely start. But even on special teams, I mean, I think he's pretty good. He's going to make some tackles, and we'll see how he does. We'll see how he does. I'm excited, Misador. But yeah, where does he fit? That's a good question. And here's a Buccaneer fan that I'm going to bring in here real quick. Let me bring him in. There he is, Mr. Johnny Dean. How's it going, man?
How you doing, man? Been on a Sunday.
Been on a Sunday. Buck Sunday. Oh, man. So, how do you like the show so far?
Pretty good. I just started catching it. I didn't know you've been running for 53 minutes already. Shit.
Oh, well, I posted it yesterday.
Drop something in the chat, man.
Hey, man.
Like
I posted yesterday.
One from another.
Okay. Well, you're here now, so that's most important. Oh, man. So who do you think is your immediate rookie impact?
Immediate that's going to be a starter? Well,
yeah.
Cansey. Are you talking about outside of Cansey?
Yeah,
Cansey and Mock. Cansey and Mock are going to be starting. All right, we know that.
Right.
I'd like to see Yaya make it just because of his fucking name.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I can't wait. I think he's going to do good eventually. I think he's going to be good for us. I just
actually looks like what's his name? I can never say his friggin' name. Siracosi or whatever.
Yeah, he's played pretty good too.
I think he will probably break into the starting role eventually, but I see him being kind of like Jamel Dean. You know how Jamel Dean was strictly special teams, and then in one season, he went straight to being a starter. Yeah. I kind of see Savassier like that. I'm that's my projection right there.
There you go. No, I like that. That's very good. And real quick, can we get past Brady? I mean, Winfield said it on the Richard Sherman podcast. Let's get past him, right?
I'm well past Brady, man. I was past Brady last year.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Nice outfit, by the way, Ben. I love the creamsicle.
Oh, well, thank you. Yes, this is the Doug Williams jersey, the original number 12. Not Brady, not Godwin, the original number 12, right? Yeah, I'll get a creamsicle this year. I mean, I'll just wait a few weeks. I don't know which one to get yet. Evans.
I got my Leroy down in the basement. That's all I'll break that out. Yep.
Oh, dude. I can't wait to see it. Let's make get some more comments in here real quick. Good friend Corey. Zeke Elliott unsigned, still available. I mean, yeah. I mean, he's out there still. It's. I don't think he's joking. I mean, he's out there.
It's that whole running back thing. Even Dallas is saying, "Look, man.
Yeah, we're not paying.
We're setting this up. Nobody's getting paid over such and such amount. So, you guys are the examples."
Right. Misador says Mock will have the largest impact this season for rookies, and I do agree with that. He's projected to start. Either way, it'll all start with that offensive line 100%, because that's where it all starts anyway. Trenches, and more trenches there. Let's see. Corey says Zion McCollum or Logan Hall step up this season. Both. I think both do.
Yeah, they have to.
Yeah. It's time's now.
There's too many kids in the waiting room. They're waiting their spot, so they need to step up, or they're going to be gone.
And you don't forget the undrafted free agents. That one thing about Jason Licht's done very well is the Cameron Braids, the Adam Humphreys. He's found these guys undrafted. So yeah, these guys, Zion and Logan Hall, it's time to step up. So yeah. And Scott says Yaya's was Kurt Warner's favorite place to eat in Chesterfield, Missouri. Well, that's good to know.
Good for Kurt.
Yeah, maybe if we're ever in Chesterfield, Missouri, we might stop by there. So
I doubt it.
Well, you never know. It could have good food. You know, I'm all for
Winfield Jr. hints at Brady. No, that's just clickbait, man. Not really clickbait, but it was said. But I think he's just
look where it was said. Look where it was said to the Richard Sherman podcast.
Right.
There's rumors that Sherman could be working for Undisputed with Skip Bayless. So
there's rumors that Bigfoot's going to try on Shoyanka's spot.
It could be an upgrade, yeah.
Yeah, would definitely be an upgrade, I think.
Well, but in all seriousness, he hasn't really developed like we thought he would. For his
while Campsey is out here working with a Pro Bowl offensive lineman to pick up moves and has learned 2 different moves, he's out of they've said that already. And this is not a guy who was a single move guy in the first place. All right. So while he's out here working the offseason to make his game better, what's Shoyanka been doing?
There you go.
Crickets.
That's the thing. You can't.
Scott Dollar's favorite word, crickets.
Crickets. Crickets, yep. Crickets. Whatever you want to call it. But yeah, Shoyanka's got to step up, man. Misador says Zion has immense talent. He just has to put it together on Sundays. Yeah, he's got to have the opportunity to, too. Right now, special teams. But he's got to, if he wants to make that jump, he's got to get better in special teams. He's got to show in camp that, hey, I want that spot,
Is that like Corey saying Jake Kermata?
Hey, last year he played well, Yeah, he was good. He was a good punter, man. We got to give him a little love. I mean,
I still miss
but as far as, he had the best name in football, Brian Anger.
Absolutely, yeah.
He punted that. He's angry all the time, man. But yeah,
his punts were great, but then I guess it became a financial problem with him. I don't know.
Was that what it was? Okay, yeah. But hey, Camarda, I mean, he was really good for his last. Undeniably, he was one of our best players, believe it or not.
Over the long stretch, it was.
So, yeah.
Although in certain situations, he would get us great field position only for a quarterback to lose it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just I know we won the division last year. But
I was going beyond last year, though.
Yeah. But I mean, didn't it seem like didn't it seem like a bad season last year, even though we won our division and made the playoffs?
Yeah, it was a bad season last year. Yeah, we had a quarterback that didn't do any off-field work with the guys. Just came in and he punched the clock. That's what he did last year. He came in and punched his clock. That was it. Yeah. He didn't do all the Brady things that everybody expects from Brady. You know what I mean? So.
Well, yeah. Yeah, and now this year we're finally moving on. We got Mayfield, who's Baker's working with the offense, off-season workouts, as well as
one thing about Baker I like is that he's got something to prove. Yeah. Brady never had anything to prove when he was with us. He just wanted to go in. That one year got a Super Bowl, and it proved to the world that he could do it without Belichick. And then after that, it was like he was on, even in 22, it was like, 21, it seemed kind of like he was coasting.
You think so? Because, man, we were kind of on a roll there, and then we had the injuries. Then we had the AB thing that just hurt. The AB thing just, I think, really ruined it for us. Him being a Chippendale out there against the Jets that day. Right. and also Tom Brady did, let's be honest. I'm being honest. I'm going to say it. me and you probably will get heat for this, but he wanted Arians out of there, so
Yeah.
that's where it fell apart. So, well,
and we
anyway,
caved into
guys,
it. That's what happens when you cave into a player's demands. That you screw up the next 10 years of your program for 1 year. So, I hate that shit, man.
yeah, it's not fun, but that Lombardi does look good in the trophy case, though. You gotta. So you
Multiple
take the
Lombardi
good.
look much better though.
Multiple. It does, yes. 2 Super Bowls. It's very good. Well, guys, listen, we've been over an hour. I want to thank everybody for being on today. We'll read one more comment here. Here, Corey says Baker Mayfield got real. Yep, he's got the weapons. Yeah, they're way
Yeah.
better than OBJ and Landry, 100%. And there should be no excuses why Baker. And I said this earlier. If you can just manage the game, offensive line stay healthy, running back game the running game be solid. This offense is going to be good.
He did
Okay.
play much better with the Rams, and their star receivers were injured. So,
Yeah, he didn't have to super cut. Yeah.
I don't think he's had a wide receiver room like the Bucks have ever in his career.
No.
So,
no, it's ours. It's miles better than OBJ and Landry. And OBJ and Landry were good receivers, but
yeah,
Godwin and Evans, I mean, that's a 1-2 punch that any quarterback would love to have. Tom Brady, that's why he came.
Those two people will work with the quarterback. They'll be in his ear and they'll listen to him and what he wants, and they'll try to. Hopefully, he'll try to work with them as well. What they want.
Oh, yeah.
That's
Well,
what makes a good blend of quarterback wide receiver. You know what I mean?
I do believe that Evans and Godwin are trying. It's just got to be from Baker. It takes two to three to tango there. So yeah. Oh man.
And
so yeah. Go ahead.
Are you worried about the running game?
Maybe in the beginning, only because again, you don't have that veteran presence. Like Leonard Fournette. With Shad White, this is his second year, but again, he's only played 1 year. Didn't have as many. Could have had more carries, but I think
that's
in
my
time
thing is he hasn't had that. I've never really seen him as a bell cow. I see him in a committee as a running back 1 or 2 in a committee. When there's somebody there to take the load off and shit for a little bit, give them a break. But we'll see, I guess, this year, unless they are waiting till later on to pick up another running back. They'll probably work their way through camp before they make that decision in the first place anyway, because those late signings in camp.
Yeah, so you kind of see like Rashad White, you kind of see it kind of like what the Giants had in the late 2000s. Remember they had Derek Ward, they had Ahmad Bradshaw, kind of like that, right? They had that committee of running backs that were good. Okay, something like that. Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I can't see. You talked about him earlier just a while ago. What was his name? Our third string backup. Who?
Keyshawn Vaughn, you mean?
Vaughn, yeah, Vaughn. I don't even know why he's on the team still. I think it's a special teams ability, but other than that, hell, even in special teams ability isn't nothing to get happy, enthusiastic about.
Misador says, I worried the running game will take away from the big play, but watching this running game set the play action pass. Yeah. Well, and Rashad White's he's a good pass running, catching running back too. So pass catcher.
Okay, so now that's a big statement there saying Eric Dickerson and White. Comparing Rashad White to Eric Dickerson this soon already. Okay. I'm going to hold you to that one. I'm going to hold you to that one. You need to start that.
When we look back at this episode, Johnny Dean, with all due respect to me, and he's a great Bucks fan. He knows his shit. We're going to hold him to that statement, sir. His draft White reminds me of a young Eric Dickerson. I hope so. I really hope so, because that'd be great, man. Holy crap.
I honestly have never seen anyone play other than Eric Dickerson who reminded me of Eric Dickerson. The closest to that would have been not Peterson. What's his name? Played for the Vikings. Everywhere else, Dan.
Yeah, Adrian Peterson, right?
Adrian Peterson. Yeah, I kept saying Patrick Peterson. But he's the only one that kind of like reminded me of Eric Dickerson. But nobody has ever had that running style of Eric Dickerson's.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Misador says he caught 70% of his passes. Okay, that's good. Could be better, but no, it's let's see what happens this year. I didn't say he was going to have the success, but look at the running style. Yeah, well,
I don't see the running style matching. I mean, Eric Dickerson was an upright runner, man. He was the only one I've ever seen run that way. That Rashad White's a scat back, basically, or that's the role he played when he was running with Lenny. I don't know what they turned him into now. We'll have to see.
Yeah, Dave Canales, let's see what he can do. I mean, he had a great running core last year. Kenneth Walker, DJ Dallas, I mean, in Seattle. So, yeah, I'm excited for this offense. I mean, anything is going to be better than your offensive scheme would be better than Byron Leftwich's. So, yeah, and you're a defensive guy, so
yeah. My offensive scheme would be just let all the offensive line lay down and sack the quarterback. Just sack.
Andrew Faubert. Andrew Faubert is actually watching Oppenheimer right now.
Oppenheimer.
Sorry. Oppenheimer. I can't wait to see that. This should be a good movie. Misador said White has a gazelle-style gait, long, fluid strides. Yeah, especially when he breaks through the tackles, gets in the open field. Yeah, absolutely.
Who's Facebook user that said Rashad White is James White? Yeah, okay, I can see that one.
Corey Brown, sorry. Misador said the gazelle style one. Yeah. Rashad White is James White. Yeah. We'll see. Maybe he can be better.
That is a good comparison, I think, right there.
Okay.
And I think that's how they're going to use him a lot too, is in that open backfield as a relief guy.
I could see that.
You know what I mean? For the give it out for the quarterback. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he's supposed to have his hands are supposed to be good this year, so we'll see.
Yeah. I'm very interested.
I'm not taking anything out of camp at Hart. The only thing I took out of camp at Hart wasn't even in camp. It was with Cansey working with Brian Baldinger. You know what I mean? That's news that I can trust listening to because it's not coming out of camp. You know, camp the focus is on the rookies and the bubble players. That's where the focus is at on camp. So you don't hear much about the starters because they're already locked in.
Yeah. Misador says, good show, Ben. Great to see you both. Catch you again later. Appreciate it, Misador. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate that, bud. Have a good day. And you know what? I think that's where we're going to end that right there, Johnny. I want to thank you, Mr. Johnny Dean, for stopping by. I know it was a little late.
I told you I
sent the link earlier. My bad. I should have sent that link earlier. Is there anything you want to say? Anything you want to promote, or are you good for now?
I think NFL edition Thursday nights. I think we're going at 10 now for Ben's sake.
It won't matter because I'll be on at 11 p.m. And as soon as you make it 11 p.m., it'll be on at
12 later.
Delay the inevitable. Yeah. Yes, guys. NFL edition every Thursday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. Myself, Johnny Dean, Alex Luce. Well, actually, Alex Loosemore, a good friend, is going camping this week, but he'll be back the following week. And other guests that we always do. We have Andrew Faubert. We have Marty McKnight. You know, he's been showing up lately. So Jeff Olson.
Our Wednesday time slots are open now because there is no more Great Scott. Officially. That's official now. No more Great Scott.
Darn it. What am I going to do on Wednesday, Scott? Come on, man.
Go run your head into the wall. You get as much headache out of it.
Jeez. Listen to you. And what else we got here? Corey says Denver Broncos. What do you say here? Have no 3 running back. They fumbled the ball last year. Don't know how to hang on.
Oh, I do have one thing to promote, man. One thing. I keep getting Tuesdays, 9 p.m. Maybe changing the timeline on that one too. Join me and Sean Spencer from Let's Talk Football, our show, Tales from the Driver's Side. Everything you want to hear about automotive, it's not an automotive show. It's Tales from the Driver's Side. Things that we encounter when we're driving, things that annoy people, things that make people happy, road trips, all that. Tailgating, be there.
There we go. And you're watching here on the Ben Zone. That show will be on there as well, as it always is. The NFL edition. We got the North Sports Dynasty, Andrew Fulbert on his show every Friday nights. We got the Sports Web, Peter Blake on Monday and Wednesdays. We got this morning, we had every Sundays, my friend Ryan Flowers has Clutch Sports Talk. That's a good show as well. So we put all of it on the Ben Zone. We got shows for everybody. We got football, basketball, baseball, driver's show, just entertainment, man. So it's on the Ben Zone. Check it out in the Facebook group page. If you want to be on the Ben Zone Facebook group page, just click it, give it a click, and I will get you on there so you can see all those shows. And you can catch this show as well, Let's Buck with Ben. So anyway, with that being said, we're going to sign out for today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Appreciate all the comments. Most important thing right there, when you put it up, please, I'm begging you. Don't make me beg. Like and share this show and all the other shows.
Come on, Ben. Beg, Ben.
Beg. Like and share. So get on there. All right, everybody. There we go. Have a good day, everybody. Have a good weekend, and we will see you next time on Let's Buck with Ben.